Good afternoon. I'm forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. Lots of rain out there right now as temperatures are in the upper 30s to low 40s. Not quite done with snow yet. We'll talk about it coming up.
Also, Shelby Township police say they shot a man armed with a knife. Sources are telling Local 4 they were responding to a mother calling for help. We've got the latest information. And here's Paula.
We'll take you hot air ballooning and deep sea diving and to the fjords of Iceland. See how virtual reality is being used as a tool to fill the bucket list for local seniors.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, watch out for more wet pavement during the evening drive. We are tracking what you might call nuisance rain, and also watch out for some localized flooding. Here's a quick look at the radar. We've seen raindrops on the MDOT camera at 275 South and Grand River. Looks like we're going to be stuck with some windy, wet weather. Let's check in with forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. Kim.
Well, we're fortunate. It is just rain right now. We had some snow come through this morning. If you're on the east side, you saw more rain. West side saw more snow. But regardless, everyone getting rain right now all over Metro Detroit, and just some pockets of heavier rain that, as you said, is more of a nuisance than anything else. 42 degrees downtown. It's 39 in Mount Clemens, 39 also in Pontiac, upper 30s in Howell. So above freezing everywhere. Overnight tonight will drop down close to freezing, and we'll see any rain change back over to just some very light snow. Could get a light, quick accumulation in a few areas. Highs tomorrow get into the mid to upper 30s. Then look at this temperature trend. Yeah, these are high temperatures. By Tuesday, our high is 11. We'll talk more about snow for Friday and Saturday. Could be a little more significant than what we've seen all year long. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Sources telling Local 4 a violent confrontation between a mother and her son led Shelby Township police to fire shots at the man. All started at the Shelby Oaks apartment complex near Mound and Utica Roads. The first call to 911 came after 6:30 a.m. Sources have told us it was a domestic violence call. They say a woman reported she was stabbed by her son, but was able to get away and call for help. Police confirmed when officers arrived at the scene, they found a man with a knife, and then he lunged at them. They shot him and started rendering first aid before he was rushed to the hospital. Neighbors were left stunned and with so many questions.
It's really sad because, you never know. You have to be thankful that, the police are there to keep people safe. But, at the same time, was all of that shooting justified? Because, if it was a lot of gunshots. So I just wonder, could it have been de-escalated differently?
We haven't received updates on the conditions of the man who was shot or his mother. The Macomb County Sheriff's Office is now in charge of that investigation. Well, now from Houston to the White House to Ann Arbor. Celebration for the University of Michigan football team continues. The Wolverines won their first national championship in more than 25 years last night over the Washington Huskies. Today, President Joe Biden tweeted in part, quote, "Today you are true victors, bringing your team's first championship win since 1997 home to Ann Arbor. You made every American who dons the maize and blue proud." Many Michigan fans have just flown home from Houston. They packed airplanes with all that joy that they're still feeling from the big win. We had a camera at DTW just a short time ago when fans started arriving home. They tell us it was an electric ending to a perfect season.
It was time. It was our time.
I can't even explain it. It was just amazing.
There was. Fans aren't done celebrating yet. They are eagerly awaiting the details of Michigan's victory parade. We've been checking with the university. They have not yet said what the plans are yet, but we will, of course, let you know as soon as we get them. Former President Donald Trump was front and center in a federal appeals court today seeking immunity from criminal charges that he plotted to illegally overturn the 2020 presidential election. Probably did not like what he heard. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom to talk about today's hearing. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. There's no requirement for the former president to be in court today, especially less than a week before the Iowa caucuses. But Trump is already signaling he could use the appearance to portray himself as the victim of a politicized justice system, even without evidence supporting that claim. Both sides arrived at the courthouse today knowing what's on the line. The former president is hoping presidential immunity will end the prosecution. Special counsel Jack Smith wants the process to move quickly so he can put the former president on trial before the next election. In court, the justices expressed deep skepticism the former president should have immunity, with two judges saying there's an investigative process in this country and no former office holder is immune. While critics have accused Trump of being a threat to democracy, he argued just the opposite in his remarks after the hearing was over.
It's a very sad thing that's happened with this whole situation. When they talk about threat to democracy, that's your real threat to democracy. And I feel that as a president, you have to have immunity. Very simple.
It's likely this whole argument will end up in front of the United States Supreme Court. The special counsel already asked the High Court to get involved more quickly, but it declined that request. Former President Trump was set to go on trial in March, but that's on hold. So, Karen, it's not clear when we'll get a ruling, but the appeals court has signaled it intends to work quickly. We'll have more of today's arguments when you join us for Local 4 News at 5.
All right, we'll see you at 5, Kim. The attention of investigators now starting to shift toward loose bolts in the aftermath of a frightening airplane blowout. Both United and Alaska Airlines now say technicians have discovered loose bolts on their 737 MAX 9 planes, some involving the same so-called door plug that blew out of a jet last Friday. The head of the NTSB is also saying the bolts that were supposed to keep that specific door in place are missing, but it's not known if that happened before or during the blowout. For now, those 737 MAX 9 planes are grounded, so if you are flying United or Alaska Airlines, that issue could affect your travel plans. It's now official. A historic moon landing set for next month will not happen. The Vulcan rocket from Astrobotic Technology lifted off yesterday and then sent these pictures from space. Now, we told you about a critical fuel leak yesterday, and today the company says it's giving up any efforts to land on the moon. The company's mission was supposed to serve as a scout mission for astronauts from NASA. A short time later, the space agency pushed a mission to fly astronauts around the moon from later this year to September of 2025 because of its own technical issues. Well, you know, virtual reality goggles are big with gamers, but they're also being used to enrich the lives of senior citizens. So we spent this morning with local seniors who went hiking in Iceland, swimming with dolphins, and hot air ballooning in Portugal. Paula Tutman live in Macomb Township to show us how they did it. Hey, Paula.
Hey, Karen, I don't know if you've ever worn one of these things. So this is my own personal unit. And the only reason I can walk around and not trip over anybody is because I haven't set up my boundaries. But as you can see right here, these folks are into it. They are looking around because they're underwater. A lot of people say this kind of virtual reality visor technology is brilliant. What we think and what we think a lot of people will see is how brilliant it is to use the technology in this particular way.
Seems like you're there, you know.
Roger is 83 years old, and today, for the very first time in his life, he visited Iceland. Can you imagine living here?
It's beautiful.
In fact, he and I went hiking together. Do you almost kind of feel like your feet tingle? Like you're on the edge of the rock?
Yep.
He traveled the nation with his late wife. Today, he is traveling the world.
You remind me back when we were traveling, you know, looking at mountains.
Married 51 years, Katie is a firecracker.
My bucket list is always to travel, but he doesn't like to travel.
Her husband, less of a firecracker.
I wouldn't be that excited about doing it, but
Really?
no, but I enjoyed the video.
But today they were in Hawaii.
When you're looking down, you do feel like you're going to fall off.
And then they went swimming with dolphins.
Don't you want to just kind of touch them?
So we're like sort of on the bottom of the ocean
We
right
are
now.
on the bottom of the ocean.
Oakley of Macomb saw real possibilities in the gaming of virtual reality as a way to engage seniors on a deeper level. By taking what's usually used as a game and turning it into a tool, and in many ways, a technological fountain of youth.
You wanted to skydive and you never did it? We can do it through Rendeavor.
They use a program called Rendeavor, similar to Oculus in technology, but when they employ this new tool, what they find is it changes the lives of seniors, especially those in memory care.
We can go on Google Earth and pull up a home maybe they grew up in. We can pull up those locations they went to as a family, or maybe they've lost a loved one that they did something with.
The reality is seniors need adventure even when their bodies may no longer be able or willing to cooperate.
It allows them to get right back into something that they thought they were never going to be able to do again. Swing a golf club, those types of things that they never thought they'd see a golf course again. We could pull up a golf course for them to walk through the course again.
And so by creating a series of virtual reality tours,
I love the scenery in here. Oh, the Dolphin Swim Club.
Oakley Care Center is inviting the public to join in the fun, camaraderie, and adventure at the Marvin Bank Senior Center in Macomb Township. Yeah, and so that's also really, really cool about this particular tour, because the public is welcome to come in to experience this as well. You do have to pre-register. It's every second Tuesday. Yeah, second Tuesday. I had to think about that for a second. There is a cost. You have to pre-register, and we're going to put all of the registration information on our social media platforms and clickondetroit.com. But the great thing is you get to come, you get to experience this. Karen, I don't know if you've ever used these before. Outrageously crazy. But you also get to socialize with a lot of really great senior citizens.
Paula, I have tried those, and they are remarkable, and it really does make you feel like you are just in whatever scene that you choose, and it's breathtaking. It really is. I love that they're doing this for seniors. I love that line where they said, you know, they could see their old neighborhood or go to a golf course that they never thought they could go to.
Here, it's not a game, it is a tool.
It really is, making them feel better and brings some a little extra joy to them. Love the story. Thanks, Paula. Appreciate it.